Bill Belugian, live for us in L.A. Bill, thank you. Joining us live tonight, Ricky Johnson's brother, Jonathan Price. Jonathan, thank you for coming on again. We are just so sorry for the loss of your brother. I want to get your take on what you think about Jordan Willis, the person who owns the home where your brother and two others were found in the backyard frozen to death, him going into rehab. What do you make of that?
I mean, it's very odd. Speaking of the timing of everything, I'm not sure how much he's keeping up with everything, but knowing that the families were meeting today with the prosecutor of Platte County, it's definitely very odd with all that timing.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, so it's hard to say, especially with me not being there physically.
Yeah, I know you're not home. You're in Texas right now. The families did meet today, but there was a little bit of movement, maybe some changing of the guard, getting some other investigators involved in this. It appears to me and people on the outside, Jonathan, that that they want a second set of eyes, or maybe even more than that, to take a look at this thing.
Yes, and I mean that kind of does sound what it sounds like to me too. I'm just not sure if at the very beginning, the ball was dropped in certain areas, and I'm not really sure what sparked it to be moved in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother's all of his belongings were not in police custody. Jordan Willis had to drop those off, and his father and stepmother had to pick them up. So things like that. That you would think that would come up in
Right.
the initial investigation at his house.
Right. It just seems to me when you talk about the only survivor of that party is going into rehab, that this focus is on alcohol and drugs. But as others in this case have said, listen, you've got three guys who have been partying for a long time. They didn't all just decide to walk outside and pass out.
Yeah, I mean multiple had families, children. There's no way that you can say that these three men, after all the stuff that they've done together, all the games they've gone to, that this would just happen out of circumstance. It's insane to think that.
When you think about this, and I'm sure you do again and again, what is the biggest concern you have, Jonathan? What's the thing that you believe and your family believe that you're not being told about what happened in the hours after, and days for that matter, after the football game?
Well, since so much of this is relying on Jordan, I fear that we may not get the full truth because of the story that's ever changing all the time. And, the fact that, like I mentioned before, the initial investigation itself, like did they do toxicology on Jordan himself as well to maybe see if the same things were in his system that would be in theirs whenever those results come out.
Yeah.
Those are things that we may not be able to verify. And that's, stuff that I don't know if the police even decided to look into it because they decided no foul play.
Has anybody brought up to the authorities, to the police, to the investigators, hey, we're getting very little, if any, information. We would like to be at least included in the loop?
Well, I think that's what today was about, with the changing of the guard of the investigation. Hopefully we can restore some of that faith with the police, and hopefully our family is involved from here on out.
Yeah. Jonathan Price, condolences again to you and your family, and I hope you get answers sooner than later. Come back, talk to us. We would love to have you on anytime. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.